Yeah, that's a good point.
People chasing like the quick bucks, and myself included, dude. I got a rug pulled for the first time like
But
the other day, dude. No,
this
that's
is the
is that my
first
first?
time.
I think so, dude. That's the first time I legit got scammed.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean? But it's not like I wasn't expecting it, dude. I invested into something called No Brainer Finance or some shit. It was a clone slash meme ripoff. I mean, Core. You remember Core?
Oh yeah, core. It's still going, by the way.
Yeah, Core's going because they were actually, the innovator. Like just like memes going, right?
Mm-hmm.
These guys, they come up with something new and is exciting. At least you got to give them that. Like, I mean, they're doing something new and
Yeah,
creative in the
yeah.
space. But they always have tons of copycat ripoffs, and this was one of them who literally copied the two, like Core and Beam, by combining the liquidity lockup mechanism of Core with the NFT minting mechanism of Meme.
Hmm.
They made something called Brain, and it was a total
Brain.
rug.
So I mean, what was the point of it though? Like, how would you use it?
The same way you would get, like, you use your meme tokens, right, to mine these pineapples or whatever to purchase NFTs or to get access to these NFT art pieces.
Yeah.
Same shit, except this time, like whenever you lock up liquidity, you can't take it out. You know,
Right.
that's it. Just like so, Core, like Core's, they're doing the same thing. You lock up liquidity, but you're getting a vapor token in return. The Core token.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I mean, it sounds cool, but
And
I
so
mean,
this was
I'm
another
calling it a rug just
anonymous.
because it went from $90 to like $10 in like a couple of days. I don't even know the news. I don't know what happened. I just know the price crumbled. So
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
And so this was another anonymous project.
Yes, it was. So again, I went into it knowing that, and I still bit the bullet, dude. I was chasing those meme bucks, dude.
Yeah. So going back to our previous recording that completely failed. So I also invested in CBDAO,
Hmm.
and what happened was I put in like a couple. I think it was like $700, and then it doubled, and then more than doubled, right? But it doubled, and then I took my principal out, and then I just let it ride, right? It was a
Mm-hmm.
pure gamble, and then they rug pulled. I think they rug pulled at the bottom, dude. It doesn't make any sense. If they could have waited like another 6 months, they could have at least like recovered to
Yeah.
like status quo, right, where it started, and then they would have significantly gone far. And the crazy thing is, they got an audit, and it got audited, and the auditor said that everything looked fine. I mean, it doesn't really say anything about who the project leaders are, right? Obviously, but
Yeah.
their code was good enough, right?
They weren't. So they were anonymous too, right?
They were anonymous.
See, man, these auditors need to make a rule. Like,
Oh yeah,
we no longer want to stake our reputation with anonymous founders.
yeah, for
I
sure.
would, if I were starting an auditing entity,
I
that'd be
agree.
rule number one.
I agree.
If you're
Yeah,
anonymous, don't even fucking come at me, bro. It's
yeah.
like we're the gold standard of auditors here.
Yeah, I
You know what
totally
I mean?
agree. Because think about it. If you use these, well, this our auditing company, right, the one with the gold standard, right, where you can't be anonymous,
Yeah.
and this anonymous team discloses who they are to us, and then they rug pull, then it's like, dude,
Yeah.
you're done.
I guess like because I guess their defense is like we're not auditing like the teams. We're just auditing the code.
Yeah.
So as long as the code is present, like we did our job. But maybe like
Well,
yeah, auditors they need to step it up a notch. Maybe like become more like
yeah, because what's the point? Like, if you green light this
yeah.
smart contract and they just rug pull on everybody, it doesn't look good on the auditor.
It shouldn't. I mean, that's the first thing I look at. Like when you're saying these things, like, hey, they even got an audit and they still rugged.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking at the auditor, like, yo, what the fuck? Why didn't you guys see this coming?
Yeah, and ultimately, there's no reason for why anybody who's doing any project needs to be anonymous. There's no reason.
Yeah, man, it's like an obvious. It's a horrible trend that's happening in this space, and I think we talked about it on this, on non-recorded episode. Might as well talk about it
Yeah.
again. That it's like a sign of the infancy of where we are, like in the DeFi space, with because of Uniswap, right? It allows this to happen
Mm-hmm.
because the technology itself is a decentralized gateway for like projects now. Before Uniswap, like we were like slowly but surely turning into like a centralized ecosystem where
That
everything had to go
was
through a big, juggernaut exchanges in
like
order to like
Binance, the Binance
Binance,
Launchpad,
Coinbase, huh?
the Binance Launchpad.
Yeah, Binance Launchpad, KuCoin has one, Coinbase has one. So if you were a project, like if you were us, we're trying to build something, we'd have no shot
Yeah,
because we'd have to
exactly.
pay hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever the fuck and go through Binance,
Yeah,
to pay their tax.
yeah.
So now we're finally free, because of something like Uniswap, these automated market makers. But it comes with a huge double-edged sword. Now it's fucking the wildest of wests. You know what
And
I
you know
mean?
what? I was thinking about how, if these anonymous projects, as simple as it is to not invest in them, the problem is that so many people are investing. These are doing 10x's in like a week. And
Mm-hmm.
so even knowing that they're anonymous, you still have like this inkling to like, drop a dime or two in there just to see what happens,
That's what I did, and it
But
makes sense. You want to know why? Because like again, in that traditional like VC backed pre-sale seed investor, mechanism of the 2017 era where everything was run by exchanges.
mm-hmm,
This is what happened. Anybody who had access to those early like seed rounds of investment, they were the ones getting the 10, 15x returns immediately, right? As
mm-hmm,
soon as they got listed on exchange. So they were the ones dumping on the rest of us. Like that's how they always got rich.
yeah,
Now it's like the community has access to that starting point now on Uniswap, and like almost every token has this 10 to 15x run up initially, just like you would expect, like in a seed round.
yeah,
So think of it like that. Like these huge run ups you're seeing, these are like the pre-sale seed round like hype cycle, and then huge dump sell-offs. And then I don't know. These projects are gonna have to figure out a way how to organically get that hype back up, but most of them won't. It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
they're all dead
yeah.
because they're all fucking. I don't know, man. So yeah, the question is, where do we go from here, man? Like, what needs to be fixed in order to I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have lost trust in this DeFi space.
Yeah, I mean, I was going through the Coinbase wallet, and I noticed, and this team was part of Coinbase for a while, but I realized like Yearn Finance is on Coinbase, dude, and
Oh yeah.
that's really the one that started it all,
Mm.
right? Wi-Fi, and I don't know, I'm thinking about your question is like, where do we go from here? I don't know, dude. That's like,
Yeah.